We're here with head coach Dan Puckhaber for another weekly interview. Coach, it's finally Hobart week and a game that could determine the Liberty League championship. Statesmen have come from behind late in games to post wins more than a couple times this year. What do you tell the team to prepare for that type of team?
I mean, it's before what they've done this year as a football team, we're preparing for this team. You know it's going to be 60 minutes. We've had to lead against this team late in the last 2 years, where they were able to come back on a last possession and win the game on us. So our guys, our group of upperclassmen right now, they already know that. And then you take a look at what they've accomplished this year. I believe they are 6-1 or 7-1 right now, and 6 of those wins include fourth quarter comeback victories. They never give up. They will not stop. And it's a compliment to them and their team and their coaching staff, and particularly their quarterback, just to have the moxie to constantly, no matter what the situation is, to come back and get the victory. Last week he covered, I think it was 60 yards in 18 seconds. I mean, that's video game-like. Everybody knew what they were going to have to do, yet they were still able to do it. It just shows just how good they are.
The game also marks the final regular season home game for a really solid group of seniors. How special is this group of seniors?
This group of seniors transformed this program. It's as simple as that. You look at the top-end talent, just with the potential All-Americans on offense and defense from this group. Then you look at the kind of the role players that are doing a lot on special teams. And then you got some other guys that really haven't even been able the chance to play on the field, yet they practice every day, doing a great job on scout team. They're leaders in the weight room in the off-season. I think we're figuring it out that this senior's record at home is 17-2 at Leckenby. That's unbelievable. I mean, it's just one of those things. Since they got here as freshmen, this program has changed. I'm a head coach because of this senior class. The previous head coach, Raymond, is at Williams now because of this senior class. They're just that good of people. They've made their mark on this campus.
We've talked about different position groups over the year, but let's look at the offensive line. It's been a battle the last couple of weeks.
We always try not to look at that group, leave them, give them nothing, keep them in the dark, right?
They battled through some key injuries and seem to keep coming together week after week. They had a really good game last week. How has this group gelled together this year?
I mean, it's a group that is as much of taking 5 individuals and having them have to play as one. That's just the offensive line. That's the way it's got to work. If one person of those 5 is off, you can't have a successful offensive play. It's very different than on defense, or if a receiver runs the wrong route, there may be somebody else that can get him out. But if an offensive lineman blows his assignment, everybody in the stadium knows. You look at the injuries that we've had. We've had to start a couple guys at center this year. We've had to start a couple guys at guard. And the next guy in just comes in and does his job, does it effectively and efficiently, so that we're able to continue to roll as an offensive unit. I give a lot of credit to the guys in that group, but also to Coach Gard. Our offensive line coach has done an outstanding job in his first year with us, especially with that group, because it is the hardest group to coach, because you're going to have probably the worst athletes on the team that you got to have perform. I know, because I coached them for so many years. I didn't leave them much there either. I mean, that was just part of the deal. I knew I was getting out of there just in the right amount of time.
Another national award for one of our players, Kyron Brown-Wallace, earning a spot in the D3 Football Team of the Week. I think that's a goal of most every college football player across the country. What does that say about our team? Have several different players recognized on that Team of the Week?
We knew coming into the year that we had a lot of really good individual talent, have some really special players. Because to be able to make it on that group and make that list, the D3 Football Team of the Week, you got to have a great performance. I mean, it just comes down to is what you perform. It's not what you are, or whether you're a really good player but you don't get any stats. Like, you need the stats. We've had a bunch being recognized not only in the Team of the Week for the Liberty League, but also nationally, because those guys, that great individual talents, they're playing great as a unit. And it just shows you just how special that defensive unit is. And every week it's where's the matchup, and then where's the guy that's going to have to step up and really make the plays for us every given weekend.
We talked about the consistency from this senior class from year to year. One of the big changes in the offseason was a nearly complete rebuilding of the coaching staff. Talk a little bit about the contributions of this group that made the success so far.
I mean, we've been able to bring in, I think it is 4 pretty much new people, take 2 individuals and move them to new titles or give them new assignments. And then there's 4 new coaches here this year that are just learning who the team and the program is. The first thing is, and I always tell coaches, and people think I'm joking around, it's like, no, just do your best not to screw up the kids. Like, the better the kids are, the team's going to play. And then our goal as coaches is like, hey, make sure we recruit really good players and let them play. Get the right ones on the field that are going to be confident enough to go out there and do it. What Coach Falone, Coach Brown, as my 2 full-time coaches have done, is they made my job easier because I don't have to worry about the defense. I can focus my attention, because I'm the only full-time coach on offense, on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not wasting, there's a limited number of hours in a day. I don't have to spend X amount of hours trying to figure out what's going to be happening on defense that week. Those guys are doing a great job on there. The defensive unit performs high level, practice really, really hard. Rob Look, as our linebacker coach, in his second year of being a GA, has done an amazing job with that group. You'd look at the performances of Jason Lee, Skylar Williamson, Alec Deach, Will Garrity when he gets in there. Not a surprise. They're all good players, but Coach Look has them ready to perform on Saturday. And then you look at the offensive side of the ball. I already talked about Coach Gard and the outstanding job he's doing. But then Coach Morton, the tight ends coach, has been my number 2 guy. He's a guy I can lean on. He knows the offense. He knows the players. He knows the personalities. He knows what we like to do in practice-wise. He knows what we want our scout team to look like. This group of coaches, we didn't get together for the first time until August 1st. And we've spent every single day together since then. And that's just the life of a coach. But we don't hate each other yet. Actually, we're having a really good time, and I know for them, they're buying into what I'm saying, and they're able to practice and compete the way I want them to do it. So it's probably the hardest thing to do as a new head coach, is get a staff together that's going to get along and work well together. But thankfully, these guys came in with the right attitudes, and they're getting it done right now.
Coach, good luck this weekend against Hobart. We'll see you right back here next week.
Thanks, Kelly.